Everyone, my name is Pastor John. Just wanted to thank you for taking a moment to click play and connect. I'm going to take a look at Isaiah 58, verses 1 and 2 today. I want to talk to you about the idea of justice. I think it's a fitting term to take a look at, a fitting concept, because we live in a society, in a world that right now is crying out for it pretty desperately and pretty vehemently, if we could even say it that way. And it's interesting because we have different groups going about calling for it in different ways. Undoubtedly, there are those that are quiet in their homes and they are grieving and they're calling out for justice. You have people that have taken to the streets in peaceful protest calling out for justice. And then you have those that have taken to the streets and they're doing some looting and vandalism, and they're calling out for justice as well. So what exactly is this idea of justice, and why is it so important? Well, I think just to start with, what we're seeing and how people are going about calling for it really is a testimony of this. We don't really know what it looks like. Our society, our culture, people, we don't really know what justice looks like. But I believe justice is a testimony of this. It is a beautiful reminder that God exists. When people call for justice, they are they're saying something has been done to what was right and good, and it has messed it up. We need something to bring it back in line. We need a person, we need an organization, we need something or someone to come and to bring it back into a centered place and make it right once again. But there's a challenge to that. And I think we'll see that in this passage in Scripture. In verse 1, it says, "Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins." So God is saying, Israel has sinned against me. I've got a grievance against them because of it. But then he says this. He says, "Yet they seek me daily. They delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinance of their God. They ask of me the ordinances of justice." They take delight in approaching to God. You probably notice that the word justice is mentioned in that passage in Scripture, and it really kind of jumped out at me because of the reason why it's mentioned. You see that God was commending Israel for this reason. He says, the people come to me and ask me, what does justice look like? That's what it says. He says, they ask of me the ordinances of justice. You know, one of the things that our nation needs right now is to humbly say, you know what? I don't know what justice looks like. I need wisdom from God and discernment from Him. You see, because you have this group of people over here saying, this is what we want and we will deem this to be considered just and justice. And this group and this group and this group. Well, they can't all be right. So what does justice look like in any given situation? My challenge to us is to pray that the nation of America would recognize that we have to seek God. What does justice really truly look like? Well, it comes from Him. That's where we get our answers from. And a call for justice is really, it's a beautiful reminder that we need God. You see, the universal need for God, it naturally dissolves these divisions and groups that we've created. You see, because people divide themselves. They say, well, you're black and I'm white, you're rich and I'm poor, you're this and I'm that, and we divide. But when we both begin to say, you know what, I need God, and you need God, and we need God to intervene here and bring about justice, now the playing field is level. Now I see the person across the aisle from me, or the person on the other side of the tracks, or the other side of the city. I recognize, hey, they're not really different than me. We both need God together. We need to find out from Him what justice truly looks like. May that be our thought. May that be our heart and our prayer today. God bless.